The Mariners, Dylan Fox returns in defence for Kai Rolls, who scored in the win over Adelaide last week, but who's picked up a groin injury, so he hasn't been risked. It's Fox's first start in over a month. Samuel Silvera is preferred to Jordan Murray. He scored the winner against Glory in the West back in round 4. And Tommy Orr remains in the left-back role in preference to Jack Clisby. He also captains the team. Glory, by contrast, are unchanged with Dino Djulbic and Osama Malik still on the injury list. Tomislav Merchant, therefore, continues in the back three. Collided with a goalpost here, leading to that very lengthy delay. Joel Chianese is preferred again to Chris Economides. He's got 5 goals in 11 games against the Mariners. Bruno including 4 in 4 at back here in Gosford. One of his heroes today, of course, big name imports to keep an eye on. Milan Djuric, who's just got the water bottle to the face there inadvertently. He's in pretty good nick at the moment. He scored in all 3 of his home matches for the Mariners so far this season, and is their top goal scorer overall with 4 in 8. And of course, a man always worth watching, he's playing for Perth, is Diego Castro. 2 goals last time out in that 6-2 win for Perth over Newcastle. Intriguingly, he's never ever scored here in Gosford. Mariners not one of his favourite opponents, just 2 goals in 10 games against the team in yellow overall. So all set on this warm evening in Gosford. Ben Abraham, the man with the whistle. And it is the Mariners who get the ball rolling. 12 months ago, we nearly had a contender for the greatest quiz question ever, Andy Harper, after the broken goalpost incident. Which A-League game straddled 2 calendar years? Didn't quite go that far, but let's hope for more regulation talking points tonight, I think.
Well, you're going to try and get that quiz into next year's Christmas crackers.
Well, it didn't happen.
Around the dinner tables of Australia.
It didn't happen.
A derivative. Well, let's say cheerio to 2019 with a ripping game here. Mariners built some sort of foundation to try to capitalise on that. Starting to sense, in my opinion, we shockwaves around the competition with their recent form, more like the first was expected.
Mariners has pointed out identified very much more resilient this season. That's a lovely touch by Silvera. Played into the box by De Silva, who'll get the return here off Jair. Early chance, and it comes off the post. And the Mariners so close to taking the lead. Bang on 1 minute, still might do. Djuric's cross, headed away by Alex Grant. What a burst by Danny De Silva. Lovely link up with Jair.
Would you call it a premonition or a feeling that immediately pre-game when asked what his first assignment was, Danny De Silva said get a few comfortable touches to settle into the game. Wow, what a start that could have been. Maybe should have been, with that sort of space made. Perhaps disappointed that it didn't ultimately go in. But a very exciting start for the Mariners fans and a great burst by the former Perth man, Danny De Silva.
Made his debut for the Glory, aged just 15. He scored against them earlier on this season in that 2-1 win back in round 4. That's how close he was to opening scoring on New Year's Eve. Ready for not the best clearance from the perspective. It's just all working out towards a strong start from stage extent. Decade, it's had some great highs for the club. That title win, of course, in 2013 under Graham Arnold. Also won the Premiership with them.
A little bit on that pass. So
of course, and he's in the house tonight. One of the key individuals to start the whole process here at the Mariners. Those glory days.
Trying to fire that across the structure. We had the 2-runner in the box.
And their glory day, days 2019. Quite got over the line in the grand final against Sydney. This is Joel Chianese, the former Sydney FC winger. Diego Castro looking to attack top of the box. Got a lucky touch there, still Castro, and still around Ziggy Gordon. And you all got rather crowded in that penalty area. Therefore, a corner is the end result. But it could have been more for Castro and Perth.
The ball shifted to the left of Castro. It took just a little while for Stensness to get over there. Ziggy Gordon commits himself. That could have finished poorly for him. And then the rebound might have stung them as well. Inside treatment we've seen keeps the chances for either side with a great raid on their opposing goal.
Arsenal and the VAR are running the rule over what happened in the box.
Change very quickly. Great goal from Wellington.
I think penalty highly unlikely. It's already been given
with
the
their
all
own
clear.
wastefulness.
See what they can do with this one. It's Dario Yurtets can have a go. It's a very late effort at the end for the substitute. Let's go down to Archie Thompson. What's your view, Archie?
Yeah, what's really noticeable is as soon as that second
glance
goal
of the
went in,
elbow, but
the Western United
Call the right call.
Might have been one last night, though.
really
Yeah, I'll spend a good rescue about it.
He's marching up and down.
I don't want to get into that.
Bench there.
Right down the middle.
It's almost like his team.
Topple
is the
Stanley
orchestra,
towers over
and he's the
everyone.
conductor. The way it
Not
is,
the
staying past the ball,
header that
switched
Miller
in
was
and out.
after. He has
It's just
scored 2
beautiful to
goals
watch.
so
This is
far
probably
this
one of the
season.
best Wellington football teams.
It was just a little too high for Matt Miller. He couldn't strain the neck muscles enough.
As the conductor, isn't he? He's just missing the
Good
baton.
start from Newcastle. Worrying signs for Brisbane.
Oh, Rudin passed him the baton. Wellington.
Well, we've gotten an update from what was going on.
Probably wishing he hadn't.
Here's
Brisbane
David
coach
Ball.
Robbie Fowler
Sat nicely for him.
has advertising for him. The
Looked to
Foxtel padding
shoot
down there.
across
And
Philip
it's been making
Curto.
him still
Right
claustrophobic,
idea.
so he's kicked them out of the way. Fourth official said, "What are you
Narrow
doing?"
angle.
He said, "I just need a bit of space to breathe
That would have
down
been
here."
carry
if you
on, and you
don't
can't
mind."
blame Ball for instinctively shooting on the
Foxtel,
tap. Actually,
padding that's been
given the
causing
rap
him a
on
few
that one, I would
issues.
have expected him to at least force a save there. A shot going across the keeper.
It's an
and
injury
to
concern
safety from a Western viewpoint.
for his captain here, so that's the last thing Robbie Fowler needs.
Here's Parias. Into attack. Kakachi stands him up with ease.
Scott Neville over for a little pep talk at the moment. And will
defended.
Aldred be able to continue here? Maybe an adductor issue.
Growing in stature and playing against one of his heroes today in Alessandro
To be in the
Diamanti.
groin region, which is
Italian
not
heritage,
good.
of course, Kakachi. Here is the Italian.
If you're
Terry
changing the game now, you do your
Almost
coaching.
out of
If
the
you're Robbie
ground.
Fowler, are you thinking Aldred is part of the back 5/back 3 with the 2 wing backs?
All boys
We're going to change it up here, bring an
Chase and
attacker on,
stretch.
bring O'Donovan on and go for it and
To
go
me,
to a back
this is-
4. What do you think?
Diamanti type.
Well, it's only really
with
early in the second
burden
half.
of trying to get his team out of this.
As I said, I don't think
He's
they
got
were-
an incredible technique.
You would say they were poor in the first half. They
9
controlled a
times
lot
out
of the
10,
game. It's just
it would
that
at
final
least
third
trouble
that
the
they
goalkeeper,
really
but
have been limited to shots from around the
all way
box.
to
Apart from
Bendigo.
the odd occasion.
I don't know where Bendigo is from here.
It looks
so-
like they're doing a straight swap for a defender, and Aldred's coming off.
Young Isaac Powell getting the call. Still 17 years of age, part of that Joey squad for the World Cup.
So United have got to just
Recently, at under
25 minutes
17s
to
level.
try and
And he's
this around.
nominally a left back. Scott Neville, that's why Robbie Fowler called
last
him
week
across.
against the one
Told him to take up the
goal
Aldred.
deficits. Today they're chasing 2. Little step
Aldred
over
limped
from
off,
Burgess.
slowed it right down so they could make this change rather than play with 10 men for a while.
Burgess again.
And Fagani's going to give the all clear.
Yurtets.
So he'll
Table clash between City and
for his first contribution.
Tracked up by Yurtets.
Just
Between
between
3 minutes,
three
it is a
minutes.
short between the Mariners.
That's clever
Again,
play.
the A-League
It's not for Pepper.
Brisbane
Well done.
later.
From midfield.
Making ground up to the
Statistical
back.
anomalies
So
of
nice.
the
Why are you
A-League.
pushing
He
us?
missed it at the awaiting play.
Defensively.
Continues to
Gate on the move. Here he's got bowls for pace. Young was always confident was going to get inside his area.
So Demi Young backpedaling there. I thought it might have been an opportunity for Sergei to finish that ball. Flying through on the greasy surface. Ran away from Sergei.
Reading it well. Just stumped his toe a little bit on that pass, so it took a little while longer to get to Hoffman. Made it work for Petratos. And Jimmy, I'm sure he's trying to flash that across the face, but he's a long way off in the end.
It's a good forward run. Lovely ball. Charatosi, I think he's trying to fire that across the 6 yards. He had 2 runners in the box.
Devlin.
Just couldn't wrap that foot around it.
Davila.
Just stretching for it.
Kakache. Going to drive through a
That
space
last
that
replay
wasn't really
suggests
there.
that maybe
David
he's trying to
Ball
smash it in the bottom
likewise.
corner.
With Demi, it's
Diamanti, but then
always an
turned
option.
immediately
He
back
loves to
over
score,
towards
but
Tim Payne
he
here.
was trying to fire that across.
Will ferry it out
And
towards
if you're the striker in the middle, would you advise that, or would you say dink it and get an aerial?
And on that one, I think if he
that
could
was
get
a
his
very
foot around it,
protracted work
fire
move
high,
from the set
sorry,
piece.
hard and low, just
Few
inside
short
that 6
passes.
yard. Dangerous ball.
Occasion a defender might stick a foot out, pace of the ball might take it in the net if you're not going to get there.
Here's Barisha.
Hoffman stumped over.
Real sight of goal, potentially.
Actually saying that Hoffman made the most of that.
Top goal scorer.
So there was no advantage signal. He's talking Hoffman through it, saying...
Towards the back post, Payne, not a good defensive header. It's Diamante.
Here's Powell.
Blocked by the defence, and Burgess.
Gifting it straight back to Jugovic, a fan
no
favourite.
direction.
And they've had enough chances, really. We've already replayed the Scott McDonald one where he forced to save. There's that other excellent save on the fingertip.
Into the feet of Petratos, who was like he was serving up in volleyball there at the end of it all. Knew he was going to get the whistle.
Now. It's Burgess who blazes away.
The ball,
Better
got a
chances
clip on the heels as he did.
The Western players ended up making them look. Completely came out of the getting.
Brisbane looking to find something in front of goal.
Here's the busy Renault
Good
Disco.
over, yet right the headlines.
David Ball on the right. Only McCowan's in the penalty area. Joined now by De
Great
Villa.
run made. And a better ball would have put the youngster through. One-on-one with Glenn Moss there.
Again, a good run from Muradovic. Just coming off the shoulder of the centre-back and making those little darting runs in behind. Better weighted ball, just a little bit off it.
There was a big passage there, wasn't there, between the centre halves. It was a pass that didn't need to be overhit like that.
That was just one to just roll in front of him.
Which
is quite greasy. They water the pitch and players love it that way in the night games.
Easily broken up by the Phoenix.
Bowles has been walking a tightrope at times. Goes into the book for that one.
And shot down effectively by
One
Astro.
yellow card apiece. Jason Hoffman for the Jets.
Even though the German wanted the foul.
For that effort.
This time it's done a good job
by
again.
Kurgan, turned it over O'Neill. Showing good speed. Teammates in the middle. Struggling to keep up with him.
Famous game a couple of years back.
Advantage signal.
Hamburg, one of the great old clubs of the Bundesliga, got relegated. Final day of 17-18. He played in that game. Real traumatic moment for
O'Neill doing it all right now for Brisbane. Lovely pass to the feet of Muradovic, who turned it over, and that tugged on the shorts of Langwa.
Players now, little niggly challenges in there, a few pulled shirts, and see frustration starting to come in from both players.
McDonald.
You mentioned Speedy, this referee loves to let the game flow.
Got away from him, the Italian. Western United quickly back on the ball though. Parias. Good first touch by Diamante, but it's a shot with his weaker right foot and it's wide again.
Brisbane already forced to make a change.
It's so important that Diamante figure in this
Second half, their captain,
Western
off.
comeback if it's to be such.
Isaac Powell on.
You see his hand go around the penalty area to receive the ball.
Likewise, Jackson.
He forced his way inside the danger zone then and shot instinctively with his right foot.
Marty Holloway, who's never really
his team is getting in good positions.
Goal scorer anywhere he's played. That was ambitious.
Yeah, you could see Robbie Fowler there turned away in disgust. It was
pretty lame.
Very ambitious. Back to goal, trying to turn. Would have done better to keep that ball, look for a teammate and move the ball and keep some sustained pressure.
One quite considerably
on the Jets
as well.
No stranger to scoring on this date. He did it in the Liverpool-Manchester City fixture. I think twice for both of these clubs on December 28th.
Clear, yeah, they played excellently, but the goal for Western, if it's to come, changes everything. In those moments, you have to consult that.
Wasn't quite the same in Fowler's day. O'Neill, that was cynical and great refereeing. Topple Stanley with a deliberate handball there, and he goes straight into the book. That pass was bound for a Brisbane Royal player, and there's an argument here from Hayden O'Neill saying send him off. He's not quite going to get the red for this.
Blocks brilliantly by Devlin.
Clutching at straws there, but Thomas Stanley.
A really crucial piece of play.
See the danger, threw himself out.
Injured
left that trailing arm. Tried to get up and run away with all his years of experience and pretend that it was a complete accident.
Wellington are aware of the fact
that other
needs
defender
attention.
not been there, and he was the last man, then maybe it's a
different story.
And I think more sportingly, the ref called time for drinks.
Opportune moment, perhaps, to take a breather.
Dialogue between
Ruben's got
referee
plenty
and
to think about.
Top or Stanley
As
in
we
this one.
head into the last quarter of an hour here in Ballarat. His team has pushed and pushed, but really
Gillespie, it is
able to put any sustained pressure on
Free
Stefan
header.
Marinovic's goal.
And double ricochet as Pepper had an
Of course,
opportunity.
you hear in the background the attendance has just gone up on the big screen.
Well, it was a wonderful ball,
5,084, just to repeat that figure. But the stats that matter
a lovely
in terms of the
curling
scoreboard
ball, and
are these two goals, Andy
people will be
Harper.
disappointed in that. It's a free header.
First goal, which was a beauty,
Managed to ghost in between two defenders.
Western United possession, which
He
they
headed it
turned
down
over.
onto his own arm.
And ball on the balance of play throughout the season certainly deserves that goal. And then again, the game turned on a period of real dominance for Western United, but looked to be too strong for Bereshit. This is brilliant
Yellow
from
card, the only
Christopher,
downside.
just lining up the whole midfield and driving the ball in.
Right
And from
between a
there,
couple of
because of that
teammates.
positivity, a favourable bounce for McGowan, who was in the right place at the right time with a very sharp finish. They've looked great, Wellington.
And this is what it will
More
mean if it
activity
stays this way.
on the Brisbane bench. Robbie
Wellington will
Fowler as
return
we
to the top six at the
towards that
expense
hour
of
mark
Western
is
Sydney
plotting
Wanderers.
another change.
Winners in that dramatic game yesterday against Adelaide.
think
And
it's
Western
gonna be Roy
United would
O'Donovan.
miss the chance to leapfrog Melbourne City into second.
I think it's Brad Inman that's got the call.
Things starting to bunch up a little bit in
It's a
positions.
story that Marco
3
Monteverdi
down
will be
to
getting
7.
on top of. Why
Excellent.
Roy
Bereshit's
O'Donovan
just
missed out today. The
Probably thinking, just give me one
football
chance.
scribe for the Courier
Danny
Mail
Smith
reporting
today.
on tonight's game.
And more problems looming potentially
You'll
for
have the
Western
backstory
United
before
as
you know
they
it.
prepare
Courier
their
Mail
first
readers
change.
on why O'Donovan hasn't played in the first
It's the
hour
end of the
this game
section for
and beyond. No look pass from Gillespie and it showed.
Breno Piscopo just struggling to see in the glare of
He's running it out of play.
the daylight which number had been held up.
Too far there,
Breno
Burns, didn't he?
Piscopo, and he has been excellent
Hoffman was
today.
expecting him to play it early and
Claimed an assist for
ran
that
too close to him and
second
ran
goal.
out of space.
But part of a front four, which now includes Hooper, Andy, that has a bit of everything, doesn't it? Trickery,
Teenagers
speed,
combining two of those National Youth League
workmanlike
Grand Final
qualities in the
winners,
shape
and
of
the
David
understanding
Dormack.
is
Gary
there.
Hooper is a proven goal scorer.
And overhit
Of course,
by
the trickery
Maratovich,
of
who throws his
Villa
head back
as
in
well.
frustration.
Yeah,
Allowed Jackson to get across pretty comfortably.
Piscopo is really becoming
Former
something
Brisbane
for
player
the Phoenix.
himself, Lockie Jackson. 3 appearances
And
before
again,
making the switch.
Stop doing this, pumping air into his tyres, but Halle has brought these individuals through and together magnificently to this
Now,
point of the season.
Pepper wrapping around, honours that run. Delivery on his left, he never looked confident.
Piscopo, one of those hoping to be in Tokyo in 2020
It was
with
a great
the Ollie
wraparound run
Roos.
from Pepper. Great idea.
Although he did represent
Isolated
the Italian
defender, 1v1,
junior sides,
2v1, sorry.
country of his
Just looking
heritage.
for him to place that across between the penalty and the 6-yard, but
His
skewed
work
off the
is
left
done.
of his foot
Western
and
United's just beginning. Here's Dylan
merits
Parias. Gets away from ball.
getting some instructions out there.
Useful cross away by Taylor.
No real need
That's,
for him to go to his bench
yeah,
yet, is there?
perhaps got in each other's way a little bit.
Not at the moment. The Jets look quite comfortable.
And you look at this Wellington team,
Half chances,
and
I
those
guess,
players you
from
mentioned,
Brisbane, but
Davila,
I think that would really have
Piscopo,
any merit worry
Devlin
too
for
much.
the last 3 games. Yeah, not
Oh,
exactly
kept
talking
in, I
Mark
thought,
Hadley and Joe
by
Jordan.
Gillespie. The assistant put
You know,
the flag
and it
up
just
and
goes
said
to
that
show
the Jets
you-
throw.
you're good
They
enough,
thought they
you're
were
big
away,
enough.
and there'd been some friendly
Not
fire.
daunted
2
by
raw players wiped out. It was
Bigger
opening up
opponents,
for
they're
them.
just clever players.
I think he's guessed that one through bodies that the ball did cross the sideline.
Well, they're the happiest people inside the stadium at the moment.
They're an hour and a half away from the trouble at the MCG, so that will hurt.
Well, they've made the right decision, haven't they?
Definitely so. They're really enjoying their team. Why not? This is as good a Wellington product as we've seen, I reckon. And they've had finals teams before which have excited us, but
Both of
this
these
is really
teams
developing
looking
nicely.
to end losing streaks. Jets have lost 3 on the bounce. Brisbane a couple.
I would argue they've got the real
Hal's
tilt.
been lively since getting his chance.
Slightly different spelling, of course.
Time for Brisbane's second change. Pepper.
The next question is, we
on.
are actually watching
More
the only
attack
2
minded.
teams in
Inman
the
is
league
on.
now have failed to win a trophy in the A-League era. That's understandable, of course, from Wellington's point of view, or Western United's as Davila has played on side. It's Ulysses Davila. That should do it. The Mexican seals all 3 points with 10 minutes to go.
I was really impressed with
the cap on a really,
when he first burst on the scene in the pre-season in the FA Cup, scoring goals and combining well. Just dried up as the season started.
Right fullback Dylan Piraeus dragging his heels and keeping Davila onside. He watched this guy
into this game and
still
create
7 days hence he ran down his from 2 yards last week against Sydney. There's Piraeus, the number 5. Keeping Davila onside.
Referee letting plenty go there.
In the month of Sunday, did you ever conceive he was going to miss this?
And all sorts
he just
going on.
set it up beautifully.
No whistle.
There was a needle to be threaded, and that's what his left foot does.
The free kick.
Fantastic find
Jets
for Wellington Phoenix. Great contributor to the A-League. And maybe that's the nail in the coffin for Western United here at Ballarat. Never in doubt this. No freezing, no anxiety, just a job to do, and that's slot the ball, and Davila does it beautifully.
His 8th goal of the season
possible 18
for Wellington Phoenix, and isn't he a joy to watch?
In the last couple of years, on course for another 3 points.
Well, people from New South Wales,
unless Brisbane can turn it around.
All
here.
Victorians Mexicans, but it is a real Mexican who has set the seal on this
Marty
excellent
Holloway
display.
Interested by this ball, brings it down.
As they make their second change, Tim Payne
Through
has
to
played
Miller,
his
who was
part,
upended by
takes his leave, and T. Hudson-Wahongi.
And that's what he's there for, to win those
his
kind of balls.
Second appearance for the club.
Big, strong play. You can see strength in the tussle, and he needs his players around him to really anticipate the knockdown.
The point I was about to make when
he'll have faith in himself that he can win those headers. He'll be looking to just cushion them down for someone to get a strike on.
Of course, haven't. They're only just starting life in the A-League. Could Wellington actually live some sort of way this season?
Combo like that?
Beyond the realms of possibility.
Yeah, a few actually.
Is it tough to know how far apart to be from the knockdown?
It comes from experience. Sometimes you have players that you just seem to have a bond with and understanding.
The way this team is developing.
Other players takes time.
To defend here.
The stretch from the Port Macquarie Pele in front of Squadron Nova Castria. Getting a nice reception there.
Frustrating afternoon for him. Puff out of the cheeks, sort of accentuates that feeling.
Kratos turned it over.
Diamante is working as hard as anybody to try and get his team back in the contest, but looks a pretty forlorn hope for Mark Rudden and his outfit at the moment.
Holloway's on the move again. Gillespie targeting one-on-one duel with Topo Stanley, who calls his keeper into it.
They flood forward again. It's Callum McCowan looking to find the angle, shut down by Yurtas.
Angry tonight, Topo.
He's just asking for the best from his teammates.
Western United survive that
We all did it.
raid.
We all do it.
We want 4 is the clock from those Phoenix fans.
Bending one around.
Loving this.
Fabulous defending bowl, spacing his own goal.
In
Able to
season
pull off the back
16-17, their last win in Victoria. That was at Amy Park against the Victory.
Inman with fresh legs.
Here's Burgess.
Marty Holloway now making his move into the box as Inman takes on Kandarovski for a second time, and that was a chance. Needed the deft touch at the near post. The Topo Stanley put Marty Holloway off.
Ooh, ball and all.
Well, that all started at the other end with some great defending, but this is what Robbie Fowler's brought Inman on for, to be creative. Isolates Kandarovski 1v1 and just goes past him. A nice ball into the near post. Great defending from Topo Stanley again. He's having a wonderful game.
Tale got his number as well.
And there's a verbal exchange between the Wellington coach and the former Wellington player.
Right in them. Hoffman finally gets the decision was harsher, and there's some ironic cheers around McDonald Jones.
Still it goes on. Take Jakovic trying to play peacemaker as we confirm that change again for you. He must be absolutely proud as punch.
Round 2,
display
season 2.
today.
As an 18-year-old.
It's the sort of conditions really that I don't get too often in Wellington.
Up top in a similar role before he went back. Throughout his career, he's been everywhere, hasn't he?
6 goals in his last 7.
Around to Melbourne and also around the pitch.
Some of those from the penalty spot, to be fair.
Very
It's
versatile
still got to
player.
be converted.
It doesn't mean you get any less points.
A player who'll play for the team, you know. Ask him to play right back, ask him to play left back, up front.
Shift.
He's happy to play anywhere as long as he can help the team.
I'm not even sure if it's been a 3-0 game. Western United have had
Recently signed another
some amazing
contract
chances,
extension.
but that last breakaway a couple of minutes ago,
Local
for
product.
such an impressive play, but it's a poor pass out to McGowan. That would have made it 4, I reckon. everything from the gout to lose in front of goal if Hooper's pass is a good one.
Brisbane dropping deep here to absorb. There's a mistake from Jackson.
Just get one. Look at a 3-goal game.
Looking to spring a counter.
Maybe they can channel.
Hingett was quickly around this
last night in Adelaide.
O'Shea in space.
Again, they can't pick out Barisha.
To the right back, but he's feeling the pinch about now, you'd think.
And the good thing for Western United, their next engagement is State Derby against Melbourne City.
Sure, the free kicks against the
3rd of January.
Probably his mate that gave it away.
Players do lift for Derby games.
Ugarkovic had just a little nibble there. A little enthusiastic. And Thurgate just came in just to top it off. Little clip of the heels.
They're pretty quick on the uptake.
Dangerous position here.
Victory Western United game's been labelled the Westgate Derby.
So he can go wide to Isaac Powell.
See if he catches on.
Offering up his
Third and
services.
final change.
He said, I'm not going there. He teases it again.
Western
And
United.
Marty Holloway may have taken it off Daniel Bowles' head there.
Djakovic needs to get a bit more
Again, it's
wattage in
another
that,
beautiful delivery into the box.
Difficult to read the numbers.
I think you're right, Speedy. In those areas you want to go for a bit.
His way rather solidly.
Marty Holloway lets that go. Daniel Bowles has got a free header. Almost into an empty net.
But it's just not been his all Western
Another
United
warning sign
day.
for Newcastle Jets. And a couple of free kicks now.
Best Barisha. He just hasn't had the service.
The Brisbane Roar players have got on the end of it. Probably could have done a little better.
So Valentino Ewell is with us. He scored a fair few goals in the NPL for Bentney Greens.
Preparing their first change.
And Mark Rudy could do with one now.
Poised, as you can see.
Might be academic though at this late stage. Spatalis is fouled by Steinman.
Except that we thought that
The end is starting to move.
Well, that's
For
true.
Bobby Burns has been given the hurry up as he makes the long journey across the pitch and doesn't leave on the far side.
For Western United, they have to believe
And he gets the ovation. They like what they've seen.
Some of their attacks
Newcastle
are worthy of at least a consolation.
He's done well tonight.
Having secured that goal, if they're good enough to
Provided
get
a few options going forward. He's defended well against Jack Hingett. There's been a good tussle on that side. Two players who haven't had much game time.
Ball by Durante. Burgess wouldn't sit for him. They put the hands against De Beer. Now Wellington's turn to appeal. Breaks for Valentino Ewell here. Can he find the angle? Oh, that is definitely handball. That is a penalty. And they do have the chance. Luke De Beer with the outstretched arm.
Close range. Little Pumba.
Well, lifeline time.
You're not up on that. That's one Daniel
Diamante
Georgescu
quick to
let us in
claim
on when he was
the responsibility.
Saturday,
Nice
about a month
work
ago.
from you. This is tight, really tight. These short steps.
Actually, it's Taylor, isn't it?
What was he thinking?
It's a good save, actually, if you're a goalkeeper.
He's keeping O'Neill honest. Another ripple of applause from the Jets faithful.
That was bizarre.
Gets a booking for it. An own goal last week. Slightly bizarre concession of a penalty this. And just a couple of minutes to go, but there will be a chunk of stoppage time.
Ugarkovic took it away in a flash.
Maybe opens a window for Western United if they can convert this. For sure, Mark Ruben's saying how much time to be added on.
A release ball for Hoffman.
Yeah, he had Kachumbas and Hoffman making ground on the far side, and Hoffman to turn back away.
Diamante convert.
Come back into the same area.
Definitely
To their dismay.
the penalty from Son Heung-min.
Ball, but he
for New
also took
Zealand.
the man, Scott
So
Neville.
he's no stranger to stopping these penalty kicks from big players.
down.
And he got a hand up into that one, but he couldn't keep it out. Just too powerful. And Western United
right in the
have
mush.
one back.
Well, he's worked really hard for that goal. Probably carried or assumed too much of the burden. The skipper, Diamante.
One cheek's a little
But hang
hotter
on to
than the
your
other.
hats. Now,
Roy
in the
O'Donovan
controversy
has been
that's raged all season about handballs, I'm prepared to concede that Stephen Taylor's arm did not
Been
back
a
up in
massive
that
story.
position.
If he didn't play any part tonight, he's going to be third cab off the rank here for Brisbane.
What's doing there, Steve?
Yeah, we're 1-0 down.
I know what's doing here.
If there's a player you want to be throwing on, it's Roy O'Donovan.
You know
He'll
how
give you
good a penalty is when
get
the
those
keeper
balls in the box, and he'll give you
guesses
at
the
least a
right
sniff
way
of
and
a
still
goal.
beats them at the post. Great start from Diamante.
It was obviously Stephen
high
Taylor just
five
thinking back to his
from
days at
Robbie
Newcastle and maybe about Pavel
pat on the back.
Srnicek or Tim Krul or something
There in a
like
moment.
that.
Miller gets back goal side of Towell. Time for that change.
Tallow still
Trying to get the substitute off before the number goes up.
Well, they thought there was a handball in the
from Fowler. Interesting there to Marty Holloway, and not the debutant withdrawn.
Confess that
Maratovic stays out there. Marty Holloway off, and Roy O'Donovan back to take on his most recent A-League club.
Maybe get another look at that if we can.
Helped them go to that grand final here a few years back.
Vitale is going on about.
I think Maratovic has deserved his
4 minutes to be out.
place to stay on the field. I think Topper Stanley was probably winning that battle with Marty Holloway, so
got any blood and thunder in them.
good to change it up. Ray O'Donovan will pose a different problem for the Newcastle Jets defence.
Maybe for the time taken for the penalty.
Sometimes you see these youngsters fade in their first game, and now it's about their lot.
They were.
He's confident he can see out the 90.
They've got to push up, they can't afford. There's the handball bouncing off De Beer, bouncing off Burgess. That's what Wellington's complaints are all about.
Neville. Somehow the ball stayed in through all that.
He's still trying to talk his way out of that penalty. Hoarse voice and all.
No chance of releasing Thurgate.
Just a little tip for Wolfie.
On a pace on the ball.
Change play now for it.
Not 2 minutes later.
Happy to reset Newcastle as we enter that final 15 minutes. Where there are so many game-changing goals in the A-League.
So Tale claimed the ball came off Burgess's hand first.
Yeah, the Jets need to just be careful they don't sit too deep and invite Brisbane on them.
Well.
To keep that structure higher up the field.
Allowed to go. Unfortunately for Western United, it's not able to
Plenty of advice from those Newcastle fans.
On the ball at the moment.
Great story on Fox Sports.
Yeah, quick their press is
News
to
you can watch online as well. Jamie Young went to Nepal in the off-season.
Not what they needed.
Part of some charity work that he does. Very aware,
which no doubt they will
footballer of the world around him. Great guy. Check it out on foxsports.com.au.
And the cry, we want 4 goes up from the Wellington fans. They've got a really good day out here in Ballarat.
Able to hem Newcastle.
We all have. It's been
Inman wasn't
entertaining game
sure
to
about
watch.
whether he was going to take the throw or not. Now Powell. Time to muck around for Brisbane.
Just a little ambition being shown here by the Phoenix, understandable. David Ball with his clear. And finds somehow, all this is
what a move from Powell.
He was looking to put the cherry on top for
He was
Wellington.
after the nutmeg on Miller.
Back with Hooper.
Who is scared for his blushes.
Must
be with a hopeful header and did find a teammate.
Down by Gary O'Yurtix, but Burgess is going to reach it ahead of
Yellow card, that's his warning.
Looking to just control these last couple of minutes. They can make a change shortly as well.
I think he needed to do it, but
Ben Wade is
slowed the hand on there, pulled maybe back.
Ball holding up, Maratovic.
Hudson Wahongi.
He ran into a roadblock in the end.
Over the course of these 93 and almost a half minutes,
it's confident in Langwa.
Really to pick a fault. That's the leaders handball from Stephen Taylor aside.
Yeah, a couple of shaky moments in the first half early, but Langwa has really settled into the game and done a good job in front of the back too.
Keep it out, and Wellington do have 4. A quite bizarre goal. Hooper has injured himself in the process. Philip Curto came hurtling out, couldn't reach the ball, and Gary Hooper converts for just his second goal in Phoenix colours. An extraordinary finish by the Englishman.
Go right instead to Miller.
Well, it's brave, firstly. It's an incredible header, secondly. And any questions on Curto here?
In the middle.
He's made a challenge at the ball. Aspo makes a challenge too, but ends up in the net along with the ball.
Something again.
Well, 4-0. That's amazing.
Over the top of Topos Stanley. A great read by Jackson, though. Helping out his more experienced centre-half.
They've done well tonight. Jackson and Topper Stanley.
Caught out.
Started off well a few weeks ago.
Consolation is that the result wasn't
the last couple of games.
The margin of victory does.
Floodgates opened. Be easy to make changes.
happy day out has just got a whole lot better.
Back to their
Unless
best
we can
tonight.
have another VAR intervention later on.
Well, that can only be on the keeper, I'd say, because there's not offside. It's an incredible heading technique. To get that power
These
from that
teams
range.
started
Is he
this evening
offside?
with
That's the other question.
in hand on multiple.
Oh, is Aspro?
I reckon his right heel might be slightly
in the way
reaching
of
that line. Where's
the Vyers falling early in the season for these two
technology?
clubs.
Surely they'll be applying
Oh,
that.
off the head of Gillespie.
That was the
And
stoppage point
Thurgate's
when the kick was
one-on-one.
made.
Oh, he fires it straight into Jamie Young, who was a sitting duck in goal, but somehow keeps his team in it.
I tell you what, we've seen some
Oh, the flick from Ugarkovic wasn't far away.
this weekend.
Game opening up
not
now.
least from Nikolai
And
Muller.
Thurgate should really have maybe killed off this game.
Yeah, it was a wonderful opportunity.
When the VAR check goes on, no, it is going to be
I thought there was more pressure coming from
that goal
behind.
is rubbed out, which is rather
He thought
unfortunate
he was
for
going
Gary
to just
Hooper.
take the touch around Young and slot it into an empty net.
It probably looks on the replay as though it's the correct decision.
Miller, with great energy, deserved a better return ball.
His turn as we move into the 7th minute of stoppage time.
Here we see the
I think
mistake.
we had 11 or even
Brisbane
12
defence,
last
and
night in Adelaide.
you see Angus Thurgate, no one near him. As you said, Speedy, Jamie Young's in no man's land.
The VAR, we could be here all weekend.
Takes
if
another
this,
little touch and then knocks it past Young.
continues over the course of the summer.
There's not much Young can do about it, and he's just rolling it into an empty net. That would have killed off the game, you'd think, with 10 minutes to go.
Great work from De Beers. Look good again. So good to see Luke De Beers playing football.
So you're a coach now and you're a part of this Jets staff.
Here we go
What do you
again.
do with a young man now on video review in this
Fourth goal,
situation?
potentially. Hooper's in position.
I think he
Ball
just
at
showed,
the far post,
look, he's got
Avila
no
in
one behind
possession.
him. You can see Jamie Young's committed. He's lost in no man's land, 14, 15 yards
Still
out
we
from
go
goal.
on.
You just take a smaller touch to really
Forward by
bring Young to
Durante.
you, and then you nick it past him.
So is it purely done on video, or do you give him a few run-throughs during the week as well?
Oh, look, I think, as you say, he might not have thought he has much time, so
it's a really
one of
good
those
win
things
for
we'll just
Wellington
have to sit down
Phoenix.
and have a chat
Revenge
to
for their
him.
round 1 loss and a 7th match
Just in the
unbeaten for the
goalkeepers,
Phoenix.
just caught out
As
there
they
where he
record
was.
just their 4th ever win
So
in
only
Victoria.
looking to string some
Finished
wins
here in
together.
Bella,
You can
Western
see what it
United
does.
1,
As I mentioned, they've got
Wellington
games
Phoenix 3.
in hand on other teams in that section. They could rise off the bottom a couple of spots here and
but for the
hopefully back it up
intervention.
away to the victory on Jan 5.
Victory might have
It'll be a
been
special game for Merrick.
even
Now,
bigger
Hoffman's
for the
down
Phoenix.
here, playing prone as Brisbane continue. Is it a head injury or something else?
Not too sure.
Referee not seeing a reason to stop play. And now Moss has it and he'll be instructed to, he doesn't need to put it out of play. Referee stops play now, and it is a head concern. He copped a ball in the face a couple of weeks ago and had to have 4 teeth repaired by the dentist. They were all chipped after getting a ball in the face like we saw from Thurgate a moment ago.
I remember the ball in the face. Didn't know about the teeth, but just looked like a head on the shoulder, was it?
Or elbow. Right elbow here of Powell might have just caught him as it flashed across. Tell you what, his dentist is going to do around out of Jason Hoffman. So in this situation, the doctor can say we... How careful Miller was to keep his hands out of it. Thought he was in the box, did he? The paranoia of the VAR era.
Certainly changed things.
Was a drop off to halfway for defenders? Or was that attackers?
I think that was attackers. And they need to chase things up. They've opened themselves up, expose themselves.
Well, that ball was on, but it's going to go harmlessly through from O'Shea. fashion a chance. Remember round one in Perth where things were looking up for Brisbane, weren't they, when they snatched that point on the road against the winners of last season's Premier's Plate. 95th minute that equaliser came in a 1-1 draw. Thurgate trying to stay on side. Miller weaving his way. Still going, Matt Miller. Decent ball in, but well positioned was Neville. Brisbane trying to go the other way in a hurry. There was nothing for Inman to go to. Now the strikers make their runs. Jackson peeled off. Pressure applied on Moss, forcing that clearance out of play. The work rate of O'Donovan. O'Donovan presents here, first time rolling it on for O'Neill, but oh, big chance for Inman. What about the defending from Matt Miller, tracking that run? And Newcastle see it clear. That was a close run thing for the Jets.
Come on, Matt, come on, Matt. That was a lovely play down that right-hand side. O'Donovan laying it off, and Inman, for all money, looked across the front of Matt Miller there, but he did well to get a foot in and snuff out the danger.
Maradovic, clever little turn away. Now O'Neill, being one of Brisbane's best. Oh, the turn! What an equaliser! Brad Inman with something special. It is 1-1 in Newcastle, and we haven't seen many better strikes than that all season. Brad Inman take a bow with 3 to go.
Well, we spoke earlier in the game about shots around the edge of the box and low percentage. As that ball comes in, there's only one thing on Brad Inman's mind. His first touch with his left foot takes it away from the defender. He swivels and he strikes that off the crossbar. There was only one thing in his mind as he received that ball, was touch and finish. And didn't he just? Smashes it in off the underside of the bar. Nothing Moss could do about it.
Massive relief as well. His first A-League goal. And can that get him on a roll? And there's still time for either team to win it. Newcastle held that lead for so long, but it's gone. And there will be a decent chunk of stoppage time, you'd imagine, as well. Late drama in the A-League again. Newcastle now will commit a few more men forward. Miller driving into the area. Matt Miller. Oh, nearly an own goal. And it goes wide off Hingett. Corner conceded.
Well, he knew what he was doing there, Hingett, but for a second from our angle, it looked like it was going to go into the net. And this game's come alive.
Petratos. Crowd right into it now. Jackson had a chance. Got the better of Gillespie. Couldn't get the power or direction.
Well, now it's a case of the two teams. Are they happy with the point? Do they go chasing that goal and maybe expose themselves to the other end? The way the Jets are pressing now, it looks like Jimmy Petratos in particular is keen. And his pressure forces a corner. It's fantastic. He's not going to settle for a point.
How often do you see it? A corner needlessly conceded there. Sloppy from Bowles, the assistant. Good luck turning that one down with those hands in that far corner. They had a good angle on it. Young punches clear. All alone on the edge of the area. Thurgate. Great discipline with the ball back in. Oh, Jamie Young! What a save. He looked wrong-footed. The Jets looked like getting a late winner. Somehow he flung the left hand out and kept it out after getting back to his feet seconds before it.
What a save. Seconds before, he's on the ground. Looked like he was in. It's a wonderful ball in, and Kanarosky gets up, and he must have thought he'd scored the winner. Jamie Young at full stretch.
It's certainly not a yellow card.
Fantastic save.
I mean, if anything, Simons fallen over him, hasn't it?
Another
Fallen into him, I
stoppage.
should say.
Yeah.
Fourth official. Have the board ready to tell everyone how long. It's only 3 minutes, which feels like unders. We'll be adding to it now.
Well, this could be the Mariners' best opportunity. The win behind him.
One thing Ali Reza Fagani needs to work on his
range. It's only a
timekeeping.
wall of 2
Another bugbear of yours.
for Liam Reddy.
You see the first instance as the ball comes in. Jamie Young does well, gets up. He copped one in the face there. You see, he sees the danger, up he gets. And that is world-class save.
Not really. At the Central Coast.
It was as though he was thinking, if I stay down here, the ref won't let play continue. Then he saw play had continued, and he thought, I better get back to my feet, make the miracle save, and then I'll get my treatment later.
Yeah, just got enough energy to get this one save out.
Just looks ridiculous, really.
Thumbs up from the physio, which is good.
Any 24-hour dentists around here, Daniel? Hoffman and Young need to make an appointment.
Maybe they'll be in there together.
So, remember, this save was made in the 90th minute. So, minute and a half,
The home side
going
anyway.
on 2 minutes, should be added to the 3 initially. That's where he copped the blow.
He was a teammate, wasn't it? Ran into the back of his head, chin on the back of the head's never nice.
To Silva.
Oh, I've watched that again and again. It's a great save.
And the Mariners grab at least some consolation here. It's a foul on Lewis Miller.
Now, if this was cricket,
Another set
you'd
piece.
say we can make a concussion replacement because you've already made 3 changes. In the cricket world, Steve Smith pulled out Marnus Labuschagne in at Lord's during the Ashes. You can't make that change now, can you? And look what it's done to the live ladder. Newcastle now back on the watch. And neither team picking up that 3-point surge thereafter.
Never make a change
Get
when
above
you're
the
defending.
It's not a result that either team would want.
He hasn't seen the board yet. He doesn't really want to come off. Now he's been alerted to it. So Gabriel Popovic.
Time for that corner after the sensational save.
2 sons of Tony involved in the first
Again
team
on the edge of the area, back in by Katrumbas. Now there might be a counter on. Muratovic, who played his part in the goal. Lovely pass. The weight on it perfect for O'Donovan. Brisbane springing from one end to the other after defending that corner. Here they go. Oh, Moss keeping it out at his near post.
That was the cry from Hogan Fox.
Well, he's got a point to prove, Roy O'Donovan, hasn't he? Almost a full length of the field. Cut inside Katrumbas and forced Moss with a great save at the near stick.
Take the option of the corner.
Seen so many passes overhit tonight. Muratovic just played the right
Almost
pass.
into stoppage time.
Almost with the backspin element.
Juric to drive it in with pace this time. Headed clear by Grant. Recycled through to Silva.
Brisbane's corner dealt with
Particularly well
by the first man, which is always a disappointment.
At the end of the 90. Here's Milan Juric.
Muratovic trying to roll past, earns another set piece for Brisbane.
Never looked likely.
Hoping for a better delivery this time.
All in all, a pretty
Gillespie
disappointing
up
night at the
Bowles
office
and
for the
Neville
Mariners.
for 3 centre halves.
Shots, the first one in the first
O'Shea picked one of them out. Good looking shape about it, and it was a chance. It's out off the Jets for one more corner.
Just to Silva.
Gillespie trying to get on the end of things.
An imitation of that first attack an hour and a half ago, or thereabouts.
And yet you think of their chances.
Probably another minute to go.
There's not been many of them clear cuts. They have come close to scoring on 3 occasions, haven't they?
Jackson
Silva off the
confident
post.
he was going to be able to head clear. Kept alive by O'Neill. Inman from almost the same blade of grass.
Ready, he should have scored.
O'Donovan works it clear. O'Shea. Got Fitzgerald on the deck. Turning him inside out. Oh, the header was there. Daniel Bowles couldn't flash it in after brilliant work. Real wizardry from Jay O'Shea. Moss goes long. Hingert, who was the deepest lying outfield player for Brisbane, with the emphatic header.
Football action restarts, of course.
Miller
as early as
took
tomorrow,
it off
as we welcome
Brad
the new
Inman.
year with the Wanderers against Brisbane. As another one goes
Gillespie back in
for
position.
the Central Coast.
At the referee's discretion now. Little glance at the watch from Ali Reza Fagani. Big chance here. Burgates and Young, the hero again. Again, that way to the pass from Langlois. Just overhit by a fraction.
Well off kilter with that one.
How much longer do we go on?
Clash on Friday. Two teams head out of form at the moment.
Petrumbis left it a little short of Langlois. Muratovic foul. Well, the battle for it.
What a save. Seconds before, he's on the ground, looked like he was injured, got up. It's a wonderful ball in, and Kantarowski gets up, and he must have thought he'd scored the winner. Jamie Young at full stretch. Fantastic save.
At the foot.
On Friday, 4th place, Western United will be
Another
on
stoppage.
2nd spot to start the new year.
4th official had the board ready to tell everyone how long. It's only 3 minutes, which feels like unders.
Everyone else, their buys yet to kick
We'll be
in.
adding to it now. It's one thing Ali Reza Fagani needs to work on, his timekeeping.
Another bugbear of yours.
Their last outing against Wellington being
The
the
first
exception.
instance as the ball comes in, Jamie Young does well, gets up. He copped one in the face there. You see, he sees the danger, up he gets. And that is world-class
His
save.
head on Saturday. Resurgent Wellington Phoenix.
It was as though he was thinking, if I stay down here, the ref won't let play continue. Then he saw play had continued, and he thought, I better get back to my feet, make the miracle save, and then I'll get my treatment later.
Yeah, just got enough energy to get this one save out.
Some minutes ago.
So thumbs up from the physio, which is good.
Any 24-hour dentist around here, Daniel?
Sun had a lash at
Hoffman
it.
and Young need to make an
The
appointment.
Mariners, Jake Brimmer.
Maybe they'll be in there together.
Anywhere will do. How good has Castro been again tonight, Andy?
Remember, this save was made in the 90th minute, so
That's how good.
minute and a half
This game as well.
going on 2 minutes should be added to the 3 initially. That's where he copped the blow.
His teammate, wasn't it? Ran into the back of his head, chin on the back of the head's never nice.
Well, they've got to deal with Ivan Franic, who's on the ball at the moment. As Perth look to stretch their lead out even further, and they've got numbers here. Kilkenny couldn't quite return it far enough for Brimmer. Still there, though, for Castro.
Now, if this was cricket,
Fantastic tonight as well.
you'd say we can make a
Who's
concussion
bursting into the box?
replacement.
It's Diego
Because you've
Castro.
already
There's
made
no
3
foul
changes.
on
In the
Tommy
cricket
Orr.
world, Steve's
I pick out Gabriel Popovich in the middle. Lewis Miller to thump it upfield. Tony Popovich perhaps a little disappointed they didn't add a 4th goal and make it 10 goals in 2 games for Perth. But make no mistake, they're coming. Last year's premiers. And there we go. 4 wins on the spin to their 6th loss of the campaign. At least they're not bottom going into the new year. And for a club with 3 wooden spoons in 4 seasons, that does represent
trying to fire that across the 6 yard. We had the 2-runner in the box.
And their glory days, 2019.
For it.
Quite get over the line in the grand final against Sydney. This is Joel Chianese, the former Sydney FC winger.